I grew up in this house. My dad, whenever I was growing up, Dad had this house, and I grew up with him in there.
Sean Thomas grew up as an only child here on the family's farm in Acuff.
This is all Thomas land here. Started the cotton farm after World War II. We've been out there and established since after the war.
Thomas says his father, Tony, always wanted to stay on the farm, raising cotton and hogs, teaching Thomas at a young age how to hunt and how to stay in line.
He never had to spank me one time. He always knew how to get to me. He'd take my guns away is what he'd do. He knew I loved shooting, and whenever I was with him, that's what he raised me to do, raised me to hunt.
As Thomas grew up, that relationship with his father turned into more of a friendship.
You know, if his pickup broke down on a ranch, 2.5 hours from here, he'd call and, hey, I need some parts, Sean. Can you bring them to me? And vice versa. My pickup broke down or didn't have brakes. He was always there to, hey, get it over to the barn. We'll get it taken care of. And the same was for me. I'd take him parts and sorry, but you lose your friend, good friend. And the guy that's backed you through everything, good and bad, through the whole thing. You never realized, that one day they could be gone. And so that's the hardest part of all this.
Thomas says his father had been sick, but they thought he was on the road to recovery. But on August 7th, everything changed.
You get a call from his boss one day. It says, hey, he didn't show up to work. 40-something years of him, working, Dad would have never no called, no showed.
Thomas says his father passed away at home. When Thomas talked to the Lubbock County Medical Examiner's office, he says he was told it would take a couple of months to receive his father's death certificate.
And so 2 months passes, and then you don't really want to get mad, and you don't want to get impatient, because you know that you're not the only one with the issue. But at the same time, to my understanding, natural cause death, and that's pretty cut and dry.
Thomas says he called again last week, and they said it could be an additional 6 months or longer. The KCBD Investigates team started to ask county officials questions, which prompted a news conference with Dr. Sam Andrews, the chief medical examiner who took over on August 1st. Andrews said upon taking the job, he discovered a backlog of 427 cases. We asked him about Thomas's father's case.
I can't speak to what he was told on the phone. It certainly wasn't me telling him that. With those cases that have predated my time here and the time of the NAA group, we have to look at these cases and do a review. I'm not just going to sign off on them. Professionally, that's not honest, and I have to be aware that the work that I'm signing off on is accurate.
First litter was born the day that Dad actually passed away, and so.
Meanwhile, Thomas spends his days at work and his nights here with the help of extended family, taking care of his father's 100 animals and property.
What it boils down to is you're just trying to keep from sinking yourself and sustaining a legacy. And you can't do that because somebody in an office somewhere is not taking care of the things that they need to take care of, or they won't take care of it.
Shaley Sanders, KCBD, News Channel 11.